Sorry about that, guys. There we go. So make sure that when you're doing this, because I was getting caught up right over here, that your cam chain tensioner bolt, which is this bit over here, which allows that bit in the back over there to move. Do you see that moving? And I'm pulling the sprocket. Make sure that you've got enough play on that so that you can get a nice tense, on there, and then you're going to go ahead and tighten it up in the right place. Learning process, good thing for my video, and good thing for a part diagram, because there's two little rubber rings that go in here. So there's dowel pins either side, and then there's rubber rings that go either side. And you know, there's not much in this bike that's been made redundant, so to speak. So if it's there for a reason. So I've gone back and taken it all apart. I'm busy doing the pulse connector over here. I am missing the cam bolts. I don't know what I did with them, so I've ordered them and I'll be able to carry on next week. So in the meantime, hang in there, guys. I'll be back. Alright, guys, working on the putting the engine back together today. As you can see, I've got the sleeve in over here. There's a little pin that goes in on your flywheel. I'm not going to pull that off again. Just make sure, of course, that you line that pin up. It's the only way the flywheel can go on otherwise. Your timing, you're going to want to put that on the T over there. That's what that mark over there is for. And then inside the head over here, there is another mark right over there. That's what you're going to line the O up with. So that's what we need to do. I've already got my gasket on there. That's the metal ring gasket over there, guys. You can see my piston is a dead top center now. That's what the T is for. So that's supposed to put it in the right place. You're going to have those best friends or worst enemies right over there, those dowel pins that side and that side. Keep in mind my engine's on the side, guys. It's laying on its right hand side, so don't mess up where you put the dowel pins. They can only fit in two places anyway. And then the other sides that don't have the dowel pins, they've got two little rubbers. Make sure that you insert those rubbers. They are very important. We're now ready to put this head back on, so let's go ahead and do that. This sprocket goes in, by the way. You will see that's fine. Okay, there we go. My T is going to be in the right place. You'll see that there's actually like an indented section on this side. Can you guys see that over there, how the sprocket comes out? And then it's flat on this side. You want the flat side up. Okay, it's up as well. Almost impossible to get my torque wrench in here to get it to the right setting, so I'm just tightening them up as tight as what I can. Just a little trick for you, because of course you're going to want to put something like this in there in order to get the sort of leverage that you need to turn these over. But you will strip your bolts because you're only going to be grabbing them on two sides. But if you grab it with something like this, you're not going to have enough force to turn it over. So a little trick for you, what you do is you go ahead and you put this on there, tighten it up as tight as what you can, and then come back with your wrench over here and put that around around that tool, and then use that to tighten it up. See, so that way if you strip anything, it's going to be the handle of the screwdriver, not the bolt, so you won't have a problem in the future. Little trick for you if you need it. And you'll see the cam has a mark on it also, so make sure that you put that facing the 0. That's supposed to be this mark on the front over here, on the front of the cylinder head. You're going to go ahead and slot that in. Make sure that when you do it, you've got this bolt, this screw over here that's loose. So you can see over there, that's able to move, and that's able to move. That's your cam chain tensioner. You want that to be loose, so you're not putting pressure on the cam right now. So you can get it to a nice solid spot to put it in, and work the cam inside without damaging the chain. Right now on my local Honda store. I didn't know that they stock the bolts and things, which is great. So better than using a couple of the online stores where you're paying for second-hand parts. You can get new screws, so I ordered those. Got the next gasket in, got the flywheel on, as you guys can see over here, so we're all good now. As you can see, I fixed that in there, and by that I mean wow, the heat is getting the better of me. My cam, there we go. I fixed my cam in there with a bolt, with a screw from the casing, just to hold it in for now. So I might have to come back, choose another one in a minute, because it's actually from this casing. Just busy checking how to put this back on. So there's a dowel pin there, there's a mini dowel pin there. I think it's the only place that you use a mini. The gasket's on, everything else is already inside of the engine. This is your magneto, or your stator, that's going to generate a pulse for you. Don't forget to put this in, guys. This goes onto a switch that goes on the inside over there, and that's going to drop straight into there, and that is for your neutral switch for the bike, so that you can have that button illuminated on your dashboard when you're in neutral. So cool, I'm going to go ahead and put the case back on, and then we'll start working on the other side. Your rear sprocket on there, guys. Can only go on one way. That is now ready to go with the casing back on. So on this side, all you got to do, put all the little timing bits in that I already showed you guys how to put in. Put the flywheel on, go ahead, tighten that up nice and tight, make sure your pin's straight, check your timing over here on the T. It's going to be on that front, on the O on the bottom over there. Then make sure that you put your sprocket on, and then you can put your casing back on with your neutral switch. This should already be bolted in there, and then you're ready to go. Alright, cool guys. Okay, so the only thing that I've done since you've come back, I've got a new brake cable. This one was absolutely dead, so I got a new one. Look at how nice and smooth that is. So I'm going to have to tighten this up. See over there? Nice. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten that up. And I have swapped the cam around, because according to my diagram, that actually shows that the pin over there, let me just make this less bright for you guys, there we go. That actually shows that the pin goes in the front facing forward with the O mark. And when you do that, you'll find that your cam actually lines up, and if you don't do that the right way, it won't line up. So the bike is designed very well and idiot proof, as I would have absolutely messed that up, so good thing we didn't. The tiny little part that's caused me such a headache, guys, goes in there, that little pin. So make sure you don't lose this, like I told you in the very first video. I ended up losing mine, so make sure that you don't